English Literature Form 2. The page number is page number 8 to 9 and the lesson name is Oliver Twist. Let's have a look on learning objectives. So the basic learning objective would be to be able to understand the content of the story, and if we consider on learning outcomes, it improves the reading or oral reading skills and also be able to use the material, the textbook properly while you are reading. Alright, now let's have a look on Charles Dickens. Now, Charles Dickens is known to be one of the greatest English writers and social critics, and one of the surprising factors would be his works are really known by all around the world, and apart from that, one of the surprising factors would be even in this modern era, his piece of writings and his work are really loved by people all around the world. Right, now let's have a look on the plot of this story called Oliver Twist. Basically, this story is based on a really old poor boy and about his bitter life experiences that he has to go through when he was a child. And also it says that he was raised and brought up in an old poor house till he became 9 years old. And this also at the same time it talks about how he had to go through all his life difficulties and about the fact that how he faced with all these circumstances that he had to go through. Alright, now let's have a look on the theme of Oliver Twist. Now basically when it comes to this story itself, Charles Dickens has emphasizes the good and the bad of evil and good when it comes to this entire story. So for an instance, it says that wish to show in little Oliver the principle of good surviving through very adverse circumstances and triumphing at last. To this end, the characters in the story tend to be rather single-dimensional with few expectations. They are either very good or very bad. Now, there are characters such as Oliver, Mr. Brownlow, and the males are virtuous. Alright, virtuous in the sense they live with lot of good standards. Whereas there are other set of people which are like Fagin, monks, Sykes are evil because they have really low standards and low qualities when it comes to their lifestyle. Alright, now let's have a look on characters when it comes to this story called Oliver Twist. Now the first character that we are going to focus is on Oliver Twist, who is the main character. Now in this slide it says that Oliver Twist is a loving, innocent, awful child, the son of Edwin III and Agnes Fleming. He is generally quiet and shy rather than being aggressive. Oliver's affectionate nature along with his weakness and innocence earn him the pity, which means sympathy from others, and love of the good people he meets. Dickens' choice of Oliver's name is very relieving because the boy's story is full of twists and turns. Dickens used his skills at creating character to make Oliver particularly appealing. Now this is really interesting because when it comes to this character called Oliver Twist, he is a really kind-hearted, soft person where he tends to get the sympathy and the pityness from the others that he come across. And also one of the most interesting fact would be, now in this story it says Oliver Twist, right? So why this author has used this word called twist? One of the reasons would be because this when it comes to this character, which is Oliver Twist, has like lot of unexpected circumstances and life stories that he had to face when it comes to his lifestyle or when it comes to his life journey, and that's why this author has used twist in the as the name itself, Oliver Twist, right? Alright. So moving on, let's have a look on the other character called Mr. Bumble. And it says that he is a parish beadle, a rich man, and a cleric means a bad-tempered person with a great idea of oratorical powers and his importance. He has a desired propensity for bullying. He acquires no considerable pressure from the exercise of pretty cruelty. Now, in the sense, this Mr. Bumble is really a bad person with lot of bad tempered issues, and he is prone towards to bullying and hurting others, where he doesn't he doesn't take any responsibility for whatever the cruelty or the bad he would do, because it's his way and he doesn't feel really bad about his behavior, or when it comes to his thoughts or whatever the circumstance that he would do. Apart from that, we have the artful dodger. Now, when it comes to this person, it says that he is a talented pickpocket, recruiter, cheat, and wit. Jack Donkin, known the author Artful Dodger, is a charming rogue. Fagin is a most estimated pupil, a dirty snub-nosed, flat-browed, common-faced boy, and also short for his age. Dickens makes Dodger look more appealing by describing his outrageous clothes and uninhibited manners. Alright, now if you take a look at on this person or the student called the Artful Dodger, he is it says that he is really intelligent, and when it comes to his manners and when it comes to his outrageous clothing, it's a bit of out of norm or out of habits that when it comes to this when it comes to other people who's around him, right? And also it said that one of the main thing would be he's really intelligent. And Dodger looked appealing by describing his outrageous clothes. In the sense, now when it comes to Charles Dickens, has literally done a good job by emphasizing all of his artful Dodgers characteristics by his clothes and all, which means shockingly bad. Those clothes are really not the way that the people would wear. Okay. Alright. Now let's have a look on other characters. So over here, the other character that we are firstly going to talk about is Fagin. He is a master criminal whose specialty is selling stolen property. He employs a gang of thieves and is always looking for new recruits. He is a man of considerable intelligence, though corrupted by his self-interest. His consciousness bothers him after his contempt to him. He does have a very sense of humor and uncanny ability to understand people. He is very all-shoeless Jew whose villainous look, repulsive face was obscured by a quantity of matted red hair. Alright, okay, so when it comes to this person, it says that he is a really bad character where he doesn't understand about other people who is working with him, and also if we focus on the consciousness, which means he doesn't know what is good and bad, what he should do or what he shouldn't do. So when it comes to this person, he is a really manipulative, narcissistic, and even though he is intelligent, he has really bad qualities when it comes to this character called Fagin. Alright, moving on, we have Mr. Brownlow. He is a generous man, concerned for other people, a very respectable looking person with a heart large enough for any 6 ordinary old gentlemen of human disposition. Now when it comes to this character called Mr. Brownlow is a really good person where he has a really good heart to help others, and also he is really soft-hearted person. Alright. Now apart from that we have Bill Sykes. He is a bully, a robber and a murderer. He is an ally of Fagin. Fagin plans the crimes and carries them out. Sykes is evil is so frightening because it is too physical. He compares to a beast, a slightly built fellow with the legs that always look like they are in unfinished and incomplete state without a set of features to garnish them. Alright, when it comes to this character called Bill Sykes, he is really a bully and a robber and a murderer. So if you take a look at on a bully and a murderer, you can picture the whole characters of this person, right? Which means he doesn't have a heart, he is heartless, and he got all the bad qualities when it comes to a person should have. And also it says that when it comes to Charles Dickens has emphasized that he has like really frightening physical features. Alright, because of the bad and the cruelty he has done, he has a really frightening physical features. Now let's have a look on these characters. Okay, now we have the first character called Monks in this life. It says that he is known as Edward Lifford, son of Edwin Lifford and his legal wife, Oliver's half-brother. He wants to destroy Oliver's chance of inheriting their father's estate. Now this is pretty cruel, right? Because even though Monks is Oliver's half-brother, he just he just wants to destroy this Oliver. He wants to destroy Oliver. Because why? He doesn't like the fact that father's estate will go to Oliver Twist, belong to Oliver Twist. And we have Nancy. She is a helpless product of the slums, the people of Fanny, and the abused mistress of Sykes. Although she is prostitute and a complice of crooks, she has the instincts of a good person. She is part of a few of the most memorable scenes when she visits Fannington's and when she waits to Bill to come home, or when she meets with Rose, Mild and Brownlow to help to save Oliver. She is untidy and free in manner, but there was something of the woman's original nature left in her still. Now this is a really interesting character. Why? Because even though this person called Nancy has to go through all the bad in this world, she has a really kind heart, and she has done an immense great towards to Oliver. Alright, now we have Sally. Sally is known to be of Oliver's mother and also a nurse. Alright, and then we have Fleming, also Oliver's mother and daughter of retired naval officer. She left home in shame and died when her illegitimate son was born. And then we have Mr. Salisbury, an undertaker. He accepts Oliver as an Priance mourner. He is forced by his wife's cruelty to abuse the boy until he runs away. So which means this Salisbury is really a bad person. Yeah. Then we have Noah. He's a charity boy. And also it says that he torments Oliver. He is employed by Fanning, and also it says that under the Gibraltar and spies of Nancy, he ends up as a police informer. Alright, the other characters are, we have Bates. Now Bates is belong to a Fanning's gang. He is also disgusted by Sykes' evil way that he gives up on crime and became a farmer. Now this is really interesting because now as we are human beings, we might do all sort of bad things in the past. But what really important is the fact that if we can make all our faults and to become a great person in the future. Now when it comes to Bates, also he is a person like that. Now Bet. Her full name is Betsy. She is required to identify Nancy's crops. And then we have Fan, a police magistrate and represents the worst abuse of judicial power, a lean, long-baked, stiff-necked, middle-sized man with no great quantity of hair. Now, he is known to be uh, one of the person with bad qualities because he is known to be the worst abuse of judicial power. Yeah. And then we have Mrs. Gertrude. She is Brownlow's housekeeper. And it says that she cares for Oliver and provides the first mothering. She is the one who became the first mother and a good, she became a good person to Oliver. Mrs. Grimbing is Brownlow's friend. He's a tender heart under his gruff exterior and joins the efforts to rescue Oliver's inheritance after initially doubting the boy. Now Grimwing is a really good character, right? Because he helped Oliver. Now apart from that we have the Toby Crackit, a housebreaker who works with sex. And then we have this crony, is a greedy person. She retrieves Agnes Fleming's treasures from Old Sally and sells him to monks. That means she is all about bad characters and bad characteristics and bad qualities, right? Yeah. And then we have Dr. Losberne. He is a physician. He is a part of group to insecure Oliver's future. He has grown fat more from good humor than from good living. And then we have Henry. He loves Rose and wants to marry her, but she refuses because she believes she is illegitimate and therefore might hurt his chance to win elections. To win Rose, Henry gives up the political career and became a clergyman. Now this is really sweet because of the fact that this person called Harry or Henry loves Rose. He ended up giving up all his career as a politician. Yeah. Okay. Alright, now if you take a look at on the setting, it mainly focuses on the society where lots of cruelty and the bad happens. And it mainly says that this entire scenario has taken place in the city of London where there were lots of cruelty and badness that has happened around that time. Alright, now if you take a look at on the style of this story, Charles Dickens has used a lot of symbolic phrases where he has emphasizes the difference between the people who are feeling hunger and poverty and when it comes to wealthy people. And also he has used a lot of ways to describe evil and the good when it comes to life that we are belong in. Thank you for joining with us. Have a nice day.